I mean, everybody says the same thing about Thailand. It's the land of smiles, but it truly is.
Meet Al, a New Yorker whose first trip to Asia after college unexpectedly led him to building a new life in Bangkok. Sitting down inside his furniture shop, he shares his perspective on Thai culture, adapting to life abroad, and how it changed the way he approaches people, stress, and the challenges of everyday life. I'm Tyler, showing what life abroad is really like, straight from those living it around the world. Come along.
I've always tried to put myself in more uncomfortable situations, trying to get myself comfortable in more uncomfortable situations.
Sure.
Keep pushing myself a little bit by little bit.
How do you feel that's rewarded you in life?
I mean, I'm here. Like in growing up in New York, you have to be hard. You have to be cold. You have to be ready for, different people getting in your face. And, that masculine, you need that masculine energy.
Mhm.
You don't have it, then you're kind of looked at as, oh, you're being too soft. And then here, people are super kind. And I catch myself, even today, some people smile, nod at you, and then they why you like all the way. And it's like, well, okay, let me try to be more respectful and why you back. And they just, they just give you things for free. They just take their time and help you. There was so many different instances, and it's just a really different feeling.
And did you find this across Asia, or was it particularly Thailand?
Across Asia, but particularly Thailand, for sure.
So what was the feeling of knowing like this is going to be the place you're not going back to America?
Just the feeling of growing up in America, growing up in New York, and feeling marginalized, feeling different.
Mm.
And then coming here, there wasn't anything like that. I just felt free, and that was really big for me.
But you're saying like once you took that leap, it actually was more freeing versus feeling more difficult.
I mean, for me, I guess I've traveled a lot from before,
Mhm.
and coming from my background, my parents being Korean, being very strict, and not wanting me to go outside or
Mm.
travel to other parts, or especially live in other parts. They were against it. If you think about my family and my first cousins in New York and in California, they all live the way I wouldn't say supposed to live,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the normal way. And I'm kind of like the yellow sheep. I live in Thailand. I have a Thai wife. I travel different places where people have no idea about, and it's just like, why? Who? What are you doing? And it's hard to explain to people, for people that haven't traveled outside, about that feeling that you get. And for me, I've always tried to be as open as possible with different race, different people, just be accepting. And I think for me to keep pushing forward with that, I mean, I'm here living in Thailand, being happy.
What's been the hardest part so far of this path you've taken?
I think for me, I think this is kind of a double-edged sword. I try to be as open as possible. And by doing so, I get lost in the process. What I mean by that is I have my American culture, my American way of thinking. And then coming here, I want to do as the locals do. And at the same time, I try to take a step back and see how people are interacting with each other. And sometimes I get lost in how to be myself. In Thailand, or especially if you're, doing business here, people don't speak directly. They'll never try to offend you in any way. So you'll never get a clear answer. I think if you're traveling, it's fine because people are so friendly and there's no drama. But when you're trying to get something done, or when you're trying to find an answer or solution, you'll never get the answer you can take and try to fix. I've seen a lot of videos and foreigners that come here trying to push their ideologies onto the Thai people or in Thailand, thinking that, oh, because Thai people are so sweet, they won't try to be confrontational. They take it sometimes as a sign of weakness, and that they can kind of bully their way into a situation or something. But it's also where the Thai culture is, they have something called Deng Jai, which is, literally like a fear in one's heart. They never want to try to get you to feel bad. So they won't say anything that might make you feel bad or offend you.
So, in a globalized world, how important do you think it is for cultures to stay the way they are versus adopting other customs around the world?
Well, I think if you're gonna be living in a different country, then you should adopt their way, their culture. You can try to stir it up as much as you can, but it's been like that, right or wrong. It's been like that for however long.
Has Thailand changed you as a person?
Absolutely. I can't say I'm a sweeter person, but I think I've become nicer, more accepting, and just try to think of people in their perspective instead of just what I want in my perspective.
Do you think that's missing in America right now?
Absolutely. It's complete opposite. It's me, 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 me. It's not about other people. It's not about your neighbors. It's not about strangers walking past you. It's about me.
What about your views on success and happiness? Have those changed at all?
I'll give you an example. There was a food vendor that I met, and I asked this person how much he makes in a day. He makes about 1,500 baht a day. If he somehow gets a lot of customers, or he sells out his fruits or vegetables, and he makes 1,500 by the afternoon, he'll close up shop. I don't need extra. I'm chilling. And that hit me. That hit me hard. And for me, I understand some people, they live in the moment, and some people, for them to be successful in their career or in their life, you must think about your future. If you don't think about your future, you'll never progress. But for me, I'm beginning to think you need to keep that balance, because nowadays a lot of people have mental health issues, and because they always want something better, something new. But at the same time, you have to take care of your health, your body, and just your well-being.
So, do you think making this your home base is it going to affect the way you parent your child versus how your parents raised you?
1,000%. Not only because it's growing up in America, but also in my home when I was growing up, they had a lot of Korean values, or older traditional Korean values, which for me doesn't really translate, in 2025. And from me traveling and exploring and seeing other cultures and other people, putting kind of putting everything together, and what I know and from what I've learned, I would like to teach my kid the same way.
Good. So, using your experiences to influence.
Yeah, I mean, just being more open to other people. I think that's the biggest thing. Even in this world, it's like, I don't know you, but if we had more, I don't know you, let me give you a helping hand, or a smile, or anything. That goes a long way, and that creates more bridges and connections. But I think we're missing that in this world, and there's more hate, more crime, more violence, or at least that's what we're seeing on the news. But I mean, there's hope from traveling. It's way different from what you see in the news and TV and media. And when you actually go to these places, you see hope, because you see it for yourself, and people are friendly, people are super helpful, and you can have some kind of trust with some strangers as well.
So, do you feel moving to a new environment, do you think it was necessary to make the changes you've made in your life? Do you think you could have been the person you are today had you moved to another country, another part of America?
Nope. I think you're kind of like the product of your environment, whichever environment you're in. And they people say you are your 5 closest friends. So of course your environment influences you. You have your personality, you have your genetics, but the people around you, the environment that you're in, will shape you.
So, looking at your life as a journey, would you say that you're living yours to the fullest right now?
Absolutely. Do I have everything? We have our business, we have our cars, our motorcycles. I have my wife. I just had my kid. Would I like more money and more nice things? Of course. But I think if we look at it on a smaller scope, you have good people around you. You have a house over your head. You're eating. So I think little by little, don't sweat some things that are out of your control.
Yeah, so what do you think, if you could put it in like a sentence, what do you think is the greatest lesson you've learned so far on this journey?
I don't want to sound redundant, but There's hope. There's hope when you go to these neighborhoods, you go to areas where they have so little, but they are so full of life and they're so happy, while you as a person maybe going into that area have more wealth and you're miserable. And the people here, they're just super grateful, super happy with the things that they have. How you look at life. You can look at it the glass half full or the glass half empty. I believe there's still hope in this world.
So, what would you say to someone who feels a call to change in their life, feels a call to something more, but they're afraid to take that first step? What advice would you have for them?
Just try to push yourself little by little to get yourself out of your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is your own little bubble, and that's all you know. But once you get out of there and you keep pushing yourself little by little, you're going to open up your mind, your heart. You're going to see the good in people more and more.